Fellas, I can't get over this. If you are the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, you don't get tired. You don't get that luxury of getting tired and taking yourself out of the game on a third down when you have yet to play a full season. You had almost no time in college to play. You get drafted in the first round. And you honestly get drafted to a very good organization with the Indianapolis Colts. I'm talking about Anthony Richardson. I mean, you had Peyton Manning, you had, Andrew Luck. Like this organization does their players good, right? They always do right by their players. And you get picked to be the next leader of this organization, and you're tapping your helmet. It's not a good look. There's no way as a football player, like the sideline, like your teammates are seeing you do that. And then they're seeing you go to the sideline and you're not getting checked out. You're not going to the tent. You're not doing anything. You're just getting some water. Like, what about your offensive line who are out there? Yeah, we get it. You ran a lot. But you can't do that, Richardson. And how do you move forward from this? I don't know how you move forward from this, and it doesn't look like they're going to move forward with him because Joe Flacco is now the starter for the Indianapolis Colts. So, have we seen the last of Anthony Richardson? And if so, I mean, good riddance, I guess.
Absolutely. Anthony Richardson should quit football and just go work at a used car dealership. There's no way that you are a leader in any professional capacity and just take a sit for one play because you're, quote, tired. That is the dumbest thing I've seen in any form of leadership in a very long time. And I tell you what, if I were the Colts organization, Jim Irsay, I would find a way to get out of his contract and just divest him as best possible. That is not what you need in your organization. Get the guy off the couch and the Santa beard Joe Flacco to go win you like 5 more games to at least be relevant in your division, let alone your conference. Anthony Richardson hasn't played a full season and has a 44.4% completion percentage of all qualified quarterbacks. That is the worst in 20 years. Get rid of the guy. He sucks. He's a complete waste of a draft pick. Sorry, Colts. Y'all messed up on this one. That is worse than Tim Tebow, and it's worse than Jamarcus Russell. So put that into perspective. And he quit on you. That is the thing. He quit on you. If you were an employer and you saw somebody quit, would you rehire them? No. I'd say get the hell out. Go find another job.
And the thing about
you'll see him selling used cars. Guaranteed.
What makes it worse is that it was in a divisional game. They could have been on top of the AFC South. They could have been on top of the AFC South if they won that game. The Texans and Colts were battling for first place division, and your quarterback does that. I don't get it. Nothing about it makes sense. I don't think anybody was expecting that answer, especially with all of the reactions, especially Pat McAfee. I mean, Pat McAfee has gone to bat for Anthony Richardson up and down because he's an Indianapolis guy, right? He even was just like, there's no excuse. There is literally no excuse for that. And Carlos, you were right. You were right, Carlos. This guy, he sucks, man. He's not worth a damn. And I hate to say that, right? As a human, I'm sure he's a great dude. But as a quarterback, no. You can't do that.
Hear me out. I'm a guy who likes to look at the bright side. That helmet tap could go down this year as an iconic part of the season for the Colts where he just might have made them a playoff contender because now Flacco's in. So now you got a quarterback playing. This could go down as a pivotal. Maybe it was a motivational thing. He's like, Kirk Schilling with the Red Sox in the World Series. Maybe it's just one of those things. He tapped his guy in and, now the guy's a real piece of, like third down and you tap yourself out. No, dude, you do whatever. The adrenaline has to be running high at that point to win. that just inner part of you that just like I won't be tired for when that ball snapped to the whistle. Like it just doesn't happen. And as a quarterback, if he was tired, he should have still hiked the ball and passed out because that's the only way you come off that field on there. But he's done. I mean, like I say, in a weird way, it could save the Indiana Colts season because they weren't going anywhere with him in there. So you get Flacco in now and see what he can do, man. I mean, look what he did with the Browns last year. So, and he's got a good team. He's got Pittman, Downs, Jonathan Taylor, decent offensive line. You know, but I think you're right. I think at this point you start looking, if you're the Colts organization, how do you get him the full package of the David Goggins way of life and just have him listen to David Goggins all day, or trade him, just, hey, maybe a fresh start somewhere else. Cause it when you quit on your team, you're right. You can't come back from that.
Well,
like you just can't.
But how do you even come back from that if you move forward with if you're the owner or if you're a GM of an NFL team and your team is in need of a quarterback, and you think of Anthony Richardson, one, everyone says that he has talent, but no one's been able to see it. He's not been out there long enough from college all the way to the NFL. That was the biggest thing coming out of college, is that he doesn't have a lot of playing time. And then when he gets to the NFL, he's still not getting a lot of playing time because he can't stay healthy. And now he does this to kind of add things, on top of that. Carlos, from a Miami's fan, Tua had a concussion like 3 times over in a game and was like, I'm so good. Tua, you're walking towards the wrong sideline. And he's like, I'm okay, though. And he still doesn't wear the Guardian helmet. Like, Baker, a few weeks ago against the Saints, got pulled out of the game because they wanted to check him for, I think, a concussion, because they pulled him out. And we ended up going for it on 4th down, and Baker saw that, turned, put his helmet back on, ignored the advice of the medical and all the coaching staff, went out there, and then got the first down for the Bucs. And then he was seen running down the field, putting up a block. Like, this is the kind of competitors that you want for your organization. And this is why these quarterbacks have found success in the NFL. I mean, could you imagine if Tom Brady did this? You would never see Tom Brady do this. You would never see Patrick Mahomes do this. Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning. None of these guys would ever do this. So, you know what, Carlos? You're right. It was good for the Colts. They got Joe Flacco. They'll be able to win some games. And maybe they can get to the playoffs. Who knows what Joe Flacco can do? Can we see another miracle run for Joe Flacco coming off the couch? I wonder how tired he was. But my goodness, man. You can't do that for your team.